The sound of the slap cracked through the hospital corridor like a whip. Maya Johnson froze, her newborn daughter pressed tightly against her chest. For a second, time stopped. The sterile white walls, the humming machines, the footsteps in the distance, everything blurred into silence, except for the sharp sting burning across Maya's cheek. Patients gasped. An intern dropped a clipboard. Even the nurse who had struck her seemed startled by her own audacity, her hand trembling mid-air. But Maya didn't crumble. She stood tall, eyes blazing, arms clutching her baby like a shield, and though no one knew it yet, in 10 minutes, every nurse, every doctor, every staff member in that ward would be gone. She would see to it. Maya was exhausted. Sweat clung to her skin, her muscles still aching from labor. But she didn't care. All that mattered was the tiny life in her arms, her daughter, wrapped in a soft pink blanket, breathing gently against her chest. The room buzzed with activity. Nurses came and went, their voices sharp and hurried. Machines beeped. Somewhere down the hall, another mother screamed in labor. But Maya's focus was on the warmth of her baby girl. She whispered softly, "You're safe with me, always." And then came the nurse. She was older, her uniform perfectly pressed, her eyes cold and disapproving. She had already scolded Maya twice for asking for water, for trying to adjust her bed. Her words dripped with disdain, like Maya's very presence was an inconvenience. "Keep that child quiet," the nurse snapped now, her voice cutting through the room. "You're disturbing the ward." Maya blinked. "She's a newborn," she said gently, rocking her daughter. I said keep her quiet." The baby whimpered, a soft cry escaping her lips, and in that instant, before Maya could react, the nurse's hand shot out. The slap landed hard across Maya's face. The sound carried through the corridor, louder than any alarm. Heads turned, gasps filled the air. A visiting father froze with flowers in hand. A patient's eyes widened from behind a curtain. The nurse stood over Maya, chest heaving, her face pale. She had gone too far, but instead of breaking, Maya straightened, her eyes locked onto the nurse's, steady and unflinching. Her voice was calm, dangerous. "You'll regret that." The nurse scoffed, trying to reclaim authority. "Don't you threaten me. You don't know how things work here." Maya almost laughed. If only she knew. Because Maya Johnson was not just any mother, she was the newly appointed chairwoman of the hospital board, the woman with the power to hire, to fire, to change everything about the institution these nurses worked for. And she had been planning to announce her position in a quiet board meeting later that week, but after what just happened, she decided the time was now. 10 minutes later, the staff was summoned. Doctors, nurses, administrators, all gathered in the ward lobby, whispering nervously. The nurse who slapped Maya stood stiff, trying to appear composed, but her eyes betrayed her fear. Then Maya walked in. She wasn't just a young mother anymore. She was a figure of authority, her presence commanding the room. Her baby rested calmly in her arms, as if sensing her mother's strength. Maya's voice carried with sharp clarity. "My name is Maya Johnson. Some of you may not know me, but you will. I am the chairwoman of this hospital's board of trustees, and 10 minutes ago one of your own assaulted me while I held my newborn child." The room erupted, gasps, murmurs, denials. The nurse turned pale, shaking her head. "She's lying." Silence. Maya's voice cut through the noise like a blade. She stepped forward, her eyes scanning every face. "I have seen the arrogance, the neglect, the way patients are treated as burdens instead of lives to be cared for. And today," she paused, holding her daughter closer, "you crossed the line." Security entered the lobby at her signal. 2 guards flanked the nurse, who sputtered in protest. "You can't do this. I've worked here for 20 years." Maya's gaze was cold. "And in those 20 years, how many voices did you silence? How many mothers did you belittle? Today, accountability begins." Her voice rose, echoing through the hall. Effective immediately, this ward's entire staff is relieved of duty. Investigations will begin. This hospital will change, because no one will ever make another mother feel powerless here again. Applause broke out. Patients, visitors, even a few younger interns clapped with relief. The walls that once felt sterile and oppressive now vibrated with hope. The disgraced nurse was escorted away, her protests fading down the corridor. Maya stood tall, her baby nestled against her. The pain of the slap still lingered, but it was nothing compared to the fire of justice burning inside her. She whispered again to her daughter, only this time her words carried into the future. "You're safe with me, always, and I'll make sure this world is safer for you too." 10 minutes is all it takes for everything to change.